someone canceling people on the right. But the only one canceling people on the right is Donald Trump.
On May 25, 2024, Donald Trump found himself facing an intense grilling when he was questioned by Michael Costa and Jon Stewart. The duo did not mince words, launching sharp criticisms and mockery aimed at Trump, his support network, and the controversies surrounding his ongoing legal battles. What made the encounter especially striking was the reversal of roles. For years, Trump has railed against what he describes as cancel culture, accusing the left of stifling conservative voices and imposing their ideological dominance. Yet, in this moment, it was Trump who found himself under scrutiny, with Stewart flipping the script by suggesting that Trump himself was the true architect of cancel culture, using his influence to silence or marginalize those who opposed him. Stewart's argument was compelling. He pointed out that while Trump often portrays himself as a victim of liberal censorship, he has actively wielded his political and social power to cancel his detractors, even within his own party. Trump's ability to rally his supporters and punish anyone who dares to challenge him has been a hallmark of his political strategy.
Dare speak out against him. Refuse to buy into Trump's stolen election claims, and you'll lose your job like Liz Cheney or countless others. In fact, everything the right says cancel culture does to them is actually being done by MAGA.
A prime example of this came with the downfall of Republican stalwart Liz Cheney. Cheney, the daughter of former Vice President Dick Cheney, took a principled stand when she publicly rejected Trump's baseless claims that the 2020 election was stolen. Her refusal to embrace this false narrative put her at odds with Trump and his allies. Despite her deep conservative roots and significant influence within the OP, Cheney's dissent was met with swift retribution. She was removed from her leadership position among House Republicans, not by the so-called woke left that Trump frequently criticizes, but by the very same Trump loyalists who continue to dominate the party. Cheney's ousting was a clear demonstration of the power Trump still holds over the Republican Party. His grip is so tight that even a figure as prominent as Cheney, who dared to prioritize the truth over party loyalty, was swiftly sidelined. This episode not only highlighted Trump's control over the GOP, but also underscored the broader theme that Stewart raised Trump's mastery of cancel culture, using it as a tool to maintain dominance and crush dissent within his own ranks. As comedian Jon Stewart has insightfully remarked, politicians sometimes feel compelled to bend the truth or be disingenuous in order to get what they want. This concept resonates deeply in today's political climate, where public figures frequently balance authenticity and performance. In an interesting twist, former President Donald Trump recently announced his eagerness to testify in his own defense during his upcoming trial, which is set for May 20th, 2024. His statement has raised eyebrows, as many speculate how his combative nature and reputation for bold rhetoric will play out in the courtroom, adding yet another layer of drama to the already highly anticipated legal showdown. Former President Donald Trump has made it clear that he's eager to take the stand and share his side of the story, even joking about how the cameras will capture every moment of his testimony. For months, he's been outspoken about his willingness to testify in his own defense, so his recent comments aren't surprising. Trump has been unwavering in his readiness to address the court, setting the stage for what promises to be a dramatic and highly publicized event. Meanwhile, comedian Michael Costa, known for his razor-sharp wit, is eagerly anticipating Trump's testimony. Costa is preparing a series of humorous and biting remarks ready to deliver his signature comedic take once Trump's words become public. When I first heard the news of Trump's upcoming testimony, I was in disbelief, completely shocked and momentarily stunned. The announcement caught me off guard, and it felt like I hadn't fully processed what had been said. Confusion set in as I tried to wrap my head around the idea of Trump taking the stand, especially given his tendency to veer off script. But as surprising as it was, the situation quickly turned into something entertaining, almost absurd one that promises plenty of amusement. But just imagine the scenarios that could unfold, each one more comical than the last. Amid this unfolding drama, another long simmering tension has resurfaced: the strained relationship between Nikki Haley and Donald Trump. Costa couldn't resist diving into the heart of their rivalry, which has been a hot topic for political pundits. Although both are Republicans, Haley, the former U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, has been one of Trump's most vocal critics, especially regarding his divisive rhetoric. Initially, Haley was reluctant to openly challenge the leader of her party. However, her growing concern over how Trump's inflammatory words were damaging the nation's reputation both at home and abroad pushed her to speak out. Born Nimrata Nikki Randhawa to Indian immigrant parents, Haley did not mince words when condemning Trump's polarizing, and at times racist remarks. She vehemently criticized his comments about Mexican immigrants being rapists and criminals, and took issue with his failure to unequivocally denounce white nationalists after the deadly Charlottesville protests in 2017. Haley's disapproval of Trump extended beyond social issues. She also opposed his decision to pull the U.S. out of the Paris Climate Agreement, warning that it would undermine the country's leadership in the fight against climate change. Trump, in typical fashion, didn't take her criticisms lightly. He responded with personal attacks, making subtle jabs at her Indian heritage, mocking the pronunciation of her name, and questioning her authority. These remarks were widely seen as attempts to discredit Haley by casting doubt on her identity and diminishing her political influence. This escalating war of words only deepened the rift between them, symbolizing the broader schisms within the Republican Party. While Haley continues to carve her own path, her feud with Trump remains a defining subplot in the ongoing political drama that keeps both their names in the headlines. In a surprising twist, the once icy relationship between Nikki Haley and Donald Trump has taken an unexpected turn, evolving from fierce criticism to cautious collaboration. Haley, who was once a vocal opponent of Trump's divisive rhetoric and policies, gradually softened her stance. Over time, she and Trump began working together, showing mutual respect in their interactions. This shift left many political observers puzzled, as it seemed to contradict Haley's previously firm opposition to Trump. Some speculated that Haley's change of heart was a calculated move to preserve her influence within the Republican Party, while others theorized that she saw cooperation with Trump as a more effective way to advance her foreign policy objectives and promote American interests abroad. Regardless of her motives, Haley's transition from outspoken critic to strategic ally was a significant and intriguing development that drew attention from political analysts across the spectrum. In a particularly notable moment, Haley went so far as to endorse Trump publicly. After delivering a speech on foreign policy at a Washington think tank, she shocked many by announcing, "I will be voting for Trump." Though she maintained that she stood by her earlier criticisms of his leadership, this declaration highlighted the complexities of navigating the modern Republican Party in the Trump era. Comedian Michael Costa, known for his sharp observations on political dynamics, was quick to point out the irony in Haley's shift. Haley had previously declared that Trump would need to earn her support if he wanted it, making her eventual endorsement all the more surprising. As Costa observed, it remains unclear how Trump will respond to this new show of loyalty. Trump's reaction could play a pivotal role in shaping future alliances within the party. For Costa, this situation brings its own set of dilemmas. While Trump's endorsement could greatly boost Costa's own political prospects, rallying Trump's loyal base and generating substantial media coverage, there are significant risks to consider. Costa is aware of Trump's divisive legacy and the ongoing legal investigations surrounding him. He knows that aligning too closely with Trump could alienate moderate voters and those who strongly oppose the former president's policies and persona. As Costa navigates this challenging political landscape, he is in deep consultation with his campaign team, advisors, and key stakeholders. They are carefully reviewing polling data, analyzing the potential fallout, and weighing the long-term implications of securing Trump's endorsement. Costa is also mindful of how this decision could impact his fundraising efforts, as donors might respond differently based on his association with Trump. Ultimately, the decision Costa faces is critical to his campaign. Trump's endorsement could be a game-changer, providing a significant boost in visibility and support. However, it also carries the potential for backlash, especially from voters who remain wary of Trump's influence. Costa is determined to approach the decision thoughtfully, balancing his values with the interests of his constituents. He understands the need to strike a careful balance between the advantages of Trump's backing and the potential challenges that could arise from it. By proceeding with caution, Costa aims to make a choice that will not only advance his campaign but also safeguard his political future.